Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassell and welcome to 10,000 and Below. Here in the Dice Tower, we're taking a look at Board Game Geek's ranked games. It's a large, humongous database, and we're looking at games that are ranked really low. But some of them might be good, some of them might be bad, some of them I might never have heard of. We're just going through them and taking a look. So today we're going to finish up the games ranked at 11,000 and below, actually. Starting with this game from 2000, I always take a look at the first one here in 100, and this one is Ltimo, Grande, Campea. Okay, that was a terrible pronunciation, but this game here from Spain is, you're an MMA fighter trying to join the UGC Hall of Fame. All right, well, the reason this one probably hasn't got a ton of ratings is if only because it probably looks like it's a localized Spain game with dice and cards. All right. Well, that's the first one. Let's move down. We're going to start taking a look at these. This one's called Globe Twister. I feel like I've seen this cover here. I don't dislike this cover. Maybe now that I'm looking at it closer, not so fantastic. You're just moving cards around in your thing, trying to... What is Globe Twister about? You're going to put... Your photos have been mixed up, and so you need to put them back in the right direction. Programming and recomposing images. Hasn't got a ton of ratings. Sounds interesting. All right, the next one. Mojito. This is one that I've played. This is an emotion-style game. It has a bunch of animal cards. And you're just trying to make the same emotions that the animals have on the table. Let me see if I can find a picture of the cards. Yep, you're just trying to figure out what emotion the person's doing. That's not animals. I guess it can just be any objects. Emotions, you're trying to make those faces and people are trying to guess what emotion you're making. It's a fun game for kids. Alrighty, zooming down here. This one's called Force Ball. I'll take a look at that one. A fast and futuristic sports game. This is from 2006, so 14 years ago. Has a very strong anime look to it, sort of. All right. And then we have one here that has 99 Tyrannid Attack. Well, I'm assuming this is from Games Workshop. What it is. So this is by Jervis Johnson too. So the Gene Stealers, your job is to take a squad of Space Marines and destroy its vital organs. Oof, that is not a great looking board, but maybe that's just a bad picture. No, it's the board. Wow, I've not heard of this one much. I mean, there's a lot of these Space Marine games that get a lot of love from different people, but this one I'm assuming is not one of them. This is an older game, Tyrannid Attack, and this came out in 1992. All right, well, it's 28 years old. Interesting. I wonder why this one didn't get the same buzz that the other Games Workshop games got. All right, here we have Construction Zone. This is from 2012 from Brain Games. Construction Zone is... There's a fascinating thing to this game that I have yet to see. In fact, I liked the idea of Construction Zone so much that I designed a card game that never got published because it wasn't good enough. I had enough people chew it up. But I like the concept here where you collected cards over the course of this game to build things. But when you discarded cards, they went into a central deck. And so that central deck got better and better. The central deck started out pretty boring, but as time went by, it got better. It was a cool idea, but never really took off. But I liked this game. I thought it was a pretty interesting game. All right, this one has 94 ratings. Looks like a kid's game from Dre Magier Spiel. Ooh, I like this. Looks like witches going on a ride at an amusement park. You know, the river ride thing. Wow, I like how that board looks a lot. You're moving the entire game. But since the unending river is constantly in motion, they might bring a mage to that destination. I wonder what the gimmick of the game is, because it certainly sounds like a game with a gimmick. You move the board. Marvel Strike Teams. Did I not rate this one? Because I know I've reviewed it. Marvel Strike Teams from Andrew Parks. Yeah, I did review it. Okay. Marvel Strike Teams is a game that I really wanted to like. I like the concept of it, the moving around, a dungeon crawl type aspect, but it felt like it was too sanitized. I just did my top 10 Marvel games several weeks ago, and this one I didn't even consider. I mean, when it came out, I was really pumped about it. But even though it has Captain America and bad guys in it and stuff, the rules were a tough thing to get through. And so the best I can say about the game was it's okay. And it's hard to recommend an okay game, even if it does have a theme like Marvel that I really enjoy. Abilene here. This is from 1983, but has a lot of ratings, 132. This is a cattle game. This is from Hex Games, only 3 players, but then it went up to 6. Ooh, I do like how this one looks. Moving cattle. Huh. It was recommended for the Spiel des Jahres as you're moving cattle across the board. It's interesting to take a look at some of these older games sometimes and wonder, what would happen if someone remade it or, modernized it. So, Rowan Seegers, I was trying to remember what else he had done. He had done Cafe International. In fact, Mississippi, a game that we just took a look at yesterday, was done by him. So he's made a lot of games that people know of or have played, but he hasn't done anything recently. Well, he was born in 1952, so, Alrighty, moving on here. Red Peak. This is a cooperative game that I don't believe I reviewed this one. Oh, we did it as Miami Dice. I was not a big fan of this one. You're running from a volcano, lava, and you're kind of pushing your luck. You're trying to all collect different things so that you can move to the next space, and there's a little bit of memory involved as to who has what, so you can go to the next space and communication. I felt the game was extremely linear, and while it had some pretty cool things, I felt like each game was going to play out the exact same way. Not as big of a fan of it as the other guys were. Ooh, I'm just going to take a quick look here at this American Dream game because it's from '79. Let's see what the American Dream looks like. Looks like a kid with a lot of money at a board table with a lot of old people. Oh, you can own Kentucky Fried Chicken, find Colonel Sanders' recipe, and get the copyright to Goofy and Mickey Mouse. Okay, how did they put all these actual things in this game? The American Dream game. From Milton Bradley. First person to get $1 million. Well, that is the American Dream, I guess. Alrighty, this game is called Knockout from 1994. And in this game, you're a boxing manager. So this one was by TM Spiel. I do like the artwork on this one. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like the card artwork a lot. I'm not a fan of that cover. Interesting. So is it a 2-player game? It looks like a 2-player game. No, 3 to 4. Actually, it's not even 2-player. It's 3 to 5. It says best of 4. It's designed by Wolfgang Panning. That name sounds a little familiar. Fresco. Well, there you go. All right. Well, if you like Fresco, maybe you'll like Knockout. Alrighty. Moving on down here. Bitter Victory, the Invasion of Sicily. I'm sure that's a war game. Tokami. I like how that cover looks interesting, so let's take a quick look at this one. Well, we're hoping to take a look at this one. If the internet works with us. Here we go. Tokani. This is from Zach Verlag. Ooh. It's a dexterity game. You're going to take blocks off and put them in a higher spot. I really like how this one looks. This is cool. I want to get a copy of this one at this point. It's obviously a game that, I don't know that I want to own, but it's the kind of game that I could see me playing at a convention. It's like Jenga. I mean, you're pulling a block out, putting it up, but it just has a different feel to it. Well, neat. I would never have heard of that game if I hadn't come through this thing. 1998, so 22 years old. Huh. The Cat Game from 2017. That's actually Fur coming out there. It's from Spin Master. I feel like this one may have come across my table at some point. Why would you want a game with fur coming out of the lid? Gopher. All right. Pick your category. All right, so you're drawing clues to the card using your cats. Whoever figures out your drawing wins the card. Because there aren't enough cat pictures in the world. All right, he doesn't sound awful. Why is he age 16 plus on there? Come on now. It doesn't even look like a 16 plus game. So weird. All righty. Zombie Survival, the board game. This is from 10 years ago. Twilight Creations. Okay, well, Twilight Creations, I feel like they could patent the word zombie at this point. In fact, the zombies here are the same zombies from the game Zombies. So it looks like they're coming into a house and you are just trying to survive. Is it a cooperative game? I don't know. Or how long can you survive? Maybe you're just trying to survive the longest. That's kind of a little bit gross artwork, though. Definitely Twilight Creations. All right. Let's move on. I don't think I would like that game. Mad Scientist University. I reviewed this one 11 years ago. Man, that cover has not aged well. Oh, I remember this game, Mad Scientist University. These people all showed up at conventions in lab coats. I remember them now. And then you were, it was originally from Raiding Party Games and Atlas Games, then did it. A storytelling game where you're basically just trying to come up to a goal. Yeah, this is a game that I would probably not give a 6 to today. But at the time, you know. Moneybags. This looks like this is one of the Oink games. It is, but this is pretty low. Oh, Oink. Have I reviewed this one yet? Well, I can review it now. It's meh. Essentially, in this game, you are just trying to guess the amount of coins, sometimes by weight, that are in a bag, and you're just giving coins back and forth. It is a very one-note game. However, it may be worth buying if you just want all those metal coins, because they are really nice, and that's essentially the whole game, is those metal coins in some bags. But yeah, this is not one of the better Oink games, unfortunately. I shall give it a rating of 5. Alrighty, Balloon Pop. This is from 2017. This is from Tasty Minstrel Games. And so this is a roll and write style game where you are also pushing your luck to some degree as you're trying to make your balloon go as high as it can without it popping. It's an interesting concept. It's more of a filler than anything else. So that's Balloon Pop. Even though it's a filler, I felt like it was like, and the game's over. And I didn't like it much at all. I can see how some people like it, but for me, it just didn't work at all. It was a more interesting concept than a game. It feels like Tasty Minstrel makes a lot of fantastic games, but sometimes they make these small games that feel like they were like, here, quick, just make this small game, put it out. And this feels like one of those. Warhammer, the Game of Fantasy Battles 5th edition. I'm only talking about this one briefly just because, is this actual Warhammer? It is a tabletop game. I just think it's weird that it only has 35 ratings here. But I guess it's just because it's the 5th edition and people go and rate one of them. Tinker Tailor and Fast Flip. We'll take a look at both of these. Tinker Tailor, I believe, was just redone. Yep, there's the redone cover because they put on the Dice Tower seal there. From Medusa Games, one of the designers here is one of the people who runs the UK Games Expo. And then in this one, you have a bunch of roles that you'd pick. Now, I did not care for the artwork of the original set at all, but the gameplay itself is pretty fun. Hopefully, the new one has better artwork. Fast Flip is a blue-orange game where you shuffle a deck of cards, and you're going to turn over a card, and there's a fruit or a number, and you have to look for you have to shout how many of a fruit there is or what fruit is of that number. So, okay, let me explain it. It's not easy. Okay, so on this card, there are 5 bananas. There are 3 oranges, 4 strawberries, 2 pineapples. So I flip this card, and 1 raspberry. So if I flip this card over and I say 1, you got to say raspberry. But if you flip this card over and you say strawberries, you got to say 4. So you're either going to, I think the other card tells you you're looking for a number or looking for the fruit, and the first person to say whatever it is. It's for kids mostly, but it works well. Trollland has 103 ratings here. This is from Ludo Cortex. It's from Bruno Catala. I don't believe this is a game. Has he rated this one? He has not. Ooh, I'm going to get this one. It's in no way tacky, nasty, or vulgar. It's the policy the game is not. All right. Is this a game that's trying to make a point? The artwork looks cool. I've not heard of this one, but it is not ranked highly for a Catala game, especially when it's been out since 2010. Alrighty, moving down. Oh, here we got Head of Mousehold. This is from 2017. This is from Foxmind Games. And this one here, you want to be the second mouse in each of these things. And so you're going to be running for different cheese. You're playing cards simultaneously. The artwork's good. It's a nice little filler game. Should be getting more buzz. But it's not, which is why it's down low on this list. Hero Card Nightmare. Now, Hero Card Nightmare is a really interesting thing. Hero Card Nightmare is from Table Star Games. So we'll take a look here at Table Star Games real quickly. Table Star Games is probably best known for Wealth of Nations, which is fairly high ranked. But then it has these hero card sets: Rise of the Shogun, Orc Wars, Nightmare, Cyberspace, and Champion of New Olympia. You'll notice that their rankings are all over the place. This one is the middle one of these rankings. Each one of these is a game. And the point of these games was that you could mix them together. So you could take a deck from Hero Card Nightmare and play it with a different deck. So each game was different. What did I give this one here? A 5.5. So it's been a while since I played this. I must not have liked this game very much. I definitely don't like the theme and the darkness of it. But you could take a samurai deck and stick it in here and play it. It was a cool concept. It worked okay, although the mixture of themes didn't do really well. So I wouldn't go out of your way to hunt this one down. All right. Sherlock Express and Zig-Zag. Let's take a look at both of these games. Sherlock Express is from Blue Orange Games. I played Sherlock Express. This is one where you turn over cards and you're trying to figure out who is the guilty person, because you're turning cards over and okay, so the person is wearing a hat. The person is a panda. Boom, I got that. Or maybe it's impossible. There's nobody here who the person is. It's a really fun, fast little style deduction game for kids. Zig-Zag, this is creatures. All these Zach games look very similar, so there's not even any pictures here of the game. Just pictures of the box. Oh well. I can't talk much more about it if I have no pictures of the game there. There's Three for All, Long Short, Patent Goes to War, Hex Caliber. So this is one I believe we did a Miami Dice on this one, me and Sam, right? Yeah. So a couple years ago. This is a really interesting concept. It's an abstract war game in which you are taking these hexagons and putting them down. And there's three different, maybe four. I think there's three different armies, and they all play differently, and as you put these down, they're going to affect the hexes that you put them next to, and you're trying to control different areas, and when you finish controlling an area, you get it. So it's a little bit like Smash Up, actually. I thought it was a pretty clever game. I mean, there's things about it that could have been better, and there's a lot of, what does this card do, what does that tile do, but I did enjoy this one. Hex Caliber. Lost Cities off Shots. What is this? It's for Lost Cities. It's a rolling game for Lost Cities? Interesting. Huh. I like this concept. I wonder if this one is coming in English? Let's look and see. 2019. Oh, well, maybe this one will come out in English. This definitely looks like Lost Cities Push Your Luck style game. I want this game now. That's why we go through these. All right. Truth Be Told. Probably a game about lying. Yep, someone's a host, and you write a truthful answer. Everyone else writes bluff answer. So, okay, so it's like Balderdash, but it's about a specific person. So, truth be told, I love to wear, and then I would write something. So everyone else would write it, and you try to guess that hats. And so I'd be like, I love to wear ties, and people might write hats or crazy socks or something. And they might be right, but you got to pick my answer. I could see that one being a fine game. Ice War from 1978. Is this a real game? I mean, like Soviet invasion of Alaska during the Third World War. Okay, not real, never mind. I mean, it's a real game, but not based on a real theme. It's based on a possibility. I know that Alaska is not that fantastic. You know, there's not a lot of terrain they can put there, but man, that board is just not doing it for me. Well, those counters look okay. Whew. Not a good looking board, though. Alrighty, well now we got Fan Du Bois. Fan Du Bois, this is a game in which you are stealing gold from a dragon. It's mostly for a bunch of kids from Mind Twister. And that's who I recommend that game for. Duck Duck Safari. So a company, this is from Ape Games, they came out with Duck Duck Go, which used little rubber duckies, and it was like a robo-rally, a programming-style robo-rally game, which was pretty good for kids. I liked it a lot. So they came up with a sequel here, Duck Duck Safari, and there's 5 different games, and you use these cute little rubber duckies in this game. And it was good. It's not as good as Duck Duck Go, but the different cards, and it is fun to play this, and it's definitely geared towards kids. Duck Duck Safari. Then we have Crosshairs, Testing Ground. Oh, yes, I remember this game. I wanted to like this. This is from 1A Games. 1A Games was the company that republished Tides of Iron, which a big war-type game with miniatures. Like, ooh, this was their next game. Like, wow, what is this? Yeah, it's a game where you were kind of running around and take that. Look at that board. Rabbits shooting at each other. It was a mess, unfortunately. And I was like, this is the kind of games you guys are doing? Why not Tide of Iron? But there you go. Treasure Fleet. This came out 2006. This is a very ship of fools. Because we're a ship of fools. I'm having a real hard time remembering this one, guys. You're putting cards down, trying to get them. Wow, that artwork's bad. I think I would not give it a 6 nowadays just based on the artwork. It's been 11 years. New Mastermind. Well, what's the difference? This is Mastermind, but it has up to 5 players. Mastermind is a 1-player game. All right, so you get scores. 1 point for the right color, wrong spot. 2 points for right color, right spot. 10 points for cracking the code. I guess, are you watching what everybody else is doing, or are you just taking turns? That's a pretty neat way to play Mastermind. Man, I have like an urge to play Mastermind online now. I've always liked Mastermind, the concept of trying to guess it, but I never thought of it as a game. Katham City, is this like a down the road from Gotham City? Lying journalist, you have thick fur. Wonder how many games there are with, this is from Cosmodrones from 2017. This one did not get as much buzz as the other stuff. Of course, now with Cosmodrome, everyone wants to play their games. I've not heard of that one. I'd like to see this one because it's Cosmodrome, right? Cosmodrome did Smartphone and Aquatica. The Abandons. Puzzling pixel games. Have you ever felt like someone was calling you, but no one was there? A voice deep within the crevices of your mind you typically give little attention. You felt that voice this morning, but this time it was clear it was calling you. Okay, I'm getting a little creeped out by that. That's a weird cover. That's an ugly game, unfortunately. Yeah, wow. Who made this game? Push Your Luck Exploration, but doesn't look good, unfortunately. Alrighty. The Lord of the Rings Labyrinth. What is that, just like Labyrinth, but it's the Lord of the Rings themed? Yeah. Okay. Stuff Your Face. I gave this one a rating just because I played this one as a kid. This one, now if you don't like clowns, this one will creep you out because you use these little things to take these little doll hands and you're stuffing marbles into your clown face. You may play this as a kid. This game came out, what is this, from the 60s? No, 82. Okay, it doesn't look like an 82 game. It looks older than that. I played this as a kid. It's entertaining enough. It is what it is. It is a little creepy though. Alrighty, zooming down here. Here's one called, well, there's Codenames The Simpsons, which is at 30, has only 36 ratings. I've not played that one. Mises Karma, this is about all players died and are reborn as an ant. So you need to get your karma high and then come back. It's from 2011. So you're an ant. Oh, I thought that was a mosquito. You're an ant. You be a worm. You want to come back as a human. That's a lot of yellow, though. Look at all that yellow. Huh, from Cosmos. I doubt that ever got an English printing. Dragons of Glory, Police 07. Oh, okay. As I said, it looks like Scotland Yard. It is, but the map's Budapest instead of London. That's cool. This is the kind of thing I wish that Scotland Yard had always done, that they would just take other cities and, you know, you just play in a different map each time. Okay. Tenka. This one here, okay, so it came out 2008. This is from Victory Point Games. Your local baron. Okay, I remember playing this one now and playing different cards on the different sides of your board that are going to give you special abilities. What did I give this one? A 5. I must not have thought it was very good. It's been a while since I reviewed that one. I'd have to go back and, I mean, it's actually 2018. It's not been that long. It's only been a couple years, and I have forgotten it. Or maybe I re-rated it then based on my old rating. Either way, that's a very forgettable game, unfortunately. Ugly Doll Lunacy. From Andrew Looney. Ugly Dolls, of course, is a misnomer because the dolls aren't ugly at all. They're cute and fun. Everyone likes them. But this is based on Lunacy, where you're matching cards you play cards based on what it says you can play on top of it. Lunacy, there's a lot of different versions of it. This one here has the Ugly Doll theme on it. And so if you like that, you'll like it. It works for kids. Alrighty, last game we'll look at here. Actually, no, I want to look at this We Come in Peace. And then we'll look at Zombie Terror to end the things up. We Come in Peace. Mark reviewed this one. Board Game Corner. Oh, and Z reviewed this one. Huh. Strategic game for 2 to 6 players from Rather Dashing Games. Alrighty. This looks like one maybe my kids would like. Nice dice. And then Zombie Terror. This is from Galacta. This one is ranked right now at 12,000. Zombie Terror. Sure looks like they're going for maybe the bit of the vibe from the Zombieland movie. There's a lot of zombie games out there. Galactus stuff is sometimes too rules heavy, and I wonder if this is that way. Huh. I like the font, but the cover itself looks like every other zombie game that's out there. And as you can see, this has not gotten a very high rating. But who knows? Again, just because these games don't have high ratings, you may love them. You may think they're fantastic. And there are several games in here you'll notice that I have given 7s to that I enjoy. I don't care what the rating is on Board Game Geek. And you may feel the same thing. So if you think that about some of these games, think we should be talking about them more, mention it in the comments. Well, 10,000 and below, we are now up to 12,000 and below. That will happen next week. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell, and we'll see you next time on the Dice Tower.